Hello. It's been so long, I don't remember where the ideal place is to hold this. I know it's good if I look at the camera though and not at myself, because self-consciousness is a big fucking deal. Been a lot of changes in my life since even the last video I made. The last one was how... Oh, I think my camera flipped. There we go. How magic had an effect, or at least a very intense coincidence happened, where in the second fight with my brother, I managed to make it not be a fight by basically doing magic, which I talked about in the last video, so I'm not going to go into that again. And it could have been coincidence, but it's an awfully interesting coincidence. Oh, that's a face. Look at my eyebrows. So, look at the camera, not myself. So I think Magick cured my ADHD. Hey Max. Hey buddy. That's my dog. Whoa, he's feeling antsy. His heart was just a-going. Now he's... Yep. Oh, you got a poop, Max. Oh dear. It's okay. And just let it out. See, it's having a poop. Sometimes you just gotta come out. Oh. Yeah. I'm gonna have to clean that up. 1 sec. Hey, watch out, Max. It's okay. It's okay. Just go lay down. It's okay. It's okay. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Hey. Yeah, that's a bad flash. Talk about coincidences, eh? I think that was just a message. It's okay, Max. Alright, well I take it back. That was definitely magic that I did before, not a coincidence. That was hilarious, the way the universe works sometimes. I mean, obviously, I'm not even going to say it, what that could have been. So, yeah, I haven't taken ADHD meds, the stimulant medication, pharmaceutical amphetamines, dextroamphetamine to be exact. Haven't taken that since like July 23rd. I think that was actually the day. And you know, it's funny too. The 17th has been the day that I get my prescriptions refilled. Interesting numbers. I'm curious if I will still get it refilled the 17th of August here, because I have technically now on my file early psychosis just because my last ordeal kind of frightened my family a bit. I mean, that kind of makes it sound worse than it was. Just made, well, or maybe it's properly descriptive. Because, well, I'm going to write about it. It's kind of shameful to talk about. I don't like it. But I'm going to write about it on my subreddit, my personal subreddit, Psychedelic Donkey. I have a link to it. No, I don't have a link to it here. Maybe I'll put it in the description. We'll see. Yeah, I'll put it in the description. I will say that. I will put it in there. But basically, well, my family was my parents were noticing that I was getting really, like, spaced out a lot, because I was, like, ever since the May 26th full moon, every full moon of the month, which also happened to be some days after my prescription would be refilled, I would basically binge my prescription and stay up for like 5 to 7 days straight and just smoke a lot of weed and have some rather trippy experiences. And it seems by the time the July one came along, maybe even by the time the June one came along, I would kind of like how I'm being now, but way worse. I would like forget what I'm talking about. And yeah, it was just like fucking my brain up. Even my eyes were getting rather sunken. Now they're much better though. It was so weird. It was like I was getting such bags on the tops of my eyelids that it was like this part of my eye was right down. I can't even do it now. Yeah. See, now it's a miracle what sleep does for the body. Sleep is very good. Very good. That's basically what I wanted to say. It's just that I'm not taking the stuffs anymore. I don't have any ill will against drugs, and if my prescription still gets refilled, I'd probably buy it and then just I don't even know yet. I don't know what I would do. I definitely don't want to do it anytime soon. My thought is just it might be cool to have it for later, but at the same time it might be cool to not have it for now, just to be safe on the willpower thing. Same with like smoking. No intent to smoke for a while. I'm just right now working on, I've got my maintenance, my personal health stuff pretty down pat. Like I wake up, well, the most important thing has been rising and sleeping with the sun. I'm sitting in the sun as I speak, which is why I'm kind of starting to sweat. Allow me to just move over into the shade. Wow. That's a little better. Yeah, come here, Max. It's okay. You want to sit there, Max? Yeah, so rising and sleeping with the setting and rising of the sun. Reverse that. And yoga, exercising right when I wake up, like some squats and push-ups and sit-ups. Those things are very good too. And Wim Hof breathing. That's something that's maintained from my earlier workings, breath work. I haven't gotten myself to do the cold showers yet because I really like warm showers. Oh yeah, and well, my rituals, of course, the magic stuff, because that is basically my life's purpose right now, is to pull the logs out of my own eyes and everything, and then help the world. And magic is definitely the way to do it. Bald spot, I swear I almost saw. I need to stop looking at myself. And so it's now my ADHD symptoms are kind of there, but I've discovered there's behavioral ways to work with it. Now the worst thing is it's a lot harder to meditate, but I'm getting there. And every day I feel better. It's like my brain, I've pushed my brain way too hard. Like all those months of lots of drugs, and not even months, like before I got my stimulants, I've basically not been sober since like 2011, other than a 6-month break when I briefly in 2017. So I could use a break. Drugs are nice tools, but I use them to escape myself, and that's not good. And that's what Magick and my spiritual path really turned a lens onto, and it's unfortunate that it took the lessons that it took for me to learn. Again, I'll write about it in Psychedelic Donkey, because I don't want to talk about it now. It's depressing, just because of how it made people feel. I mean, it isn't like I didn't victimize anyone, but I just said my thoughts to my sister, and she didn't like it and has been made uncomfortable. And then my parents also were already kind of getting uncomfortable with how weird I was getting. So it definitely was good. Now, thankfully, the early psychosis psychiatrists are super cool, and they're thrilled with my progress, because like deciding to stop doing drugs was a very good thing that I did before even having the appointment, because I was like, whoa, like even just realizing how I made people feel was enough for me to want to stop and change, because I'm like, all right, clearly this is affecting people, and like empathy has always been strong, and like those, and I should have been able to do it for myself, but it's kind of like, you know, a God works in mysterious ways kind of thing, because I needed the push to get out of the nest that drugs were, stop chasing the dragon. And even now it's like a struggle to be happy with myself, to be contented. Like I've kind of replaced doing drugs with doing other stuff, like what I was talking about earlier, like yoga, the ritual, the exercise, and then also reading, and going back into Dante's Inferno and reading Blazin, Book of the Fallen, and some other random ones that I have. And then recently tried some video games again, but those are the most drug-like of them all, because they are really, like, they're built, gameplay loops are built on not being content. It's so curious. I'm sure there's a way to play them without chasing the dragon, but I struggle with that still. But it's very interesting path. My brain, this is another thing I need to do more, because this is talking is working other muscles, and it's like I feel like I sprained my brain, basically. I gotta get them back. Thankfully, there's no victim. It's just people were concerned about me, and some people were made uncomfortable as they realized how broken I am in terms of how my love works, because that's another can of worms. It's weird how when one is abused, as I technically have been, one comes to like it and want it, and then your wires get crossed. But being abused for me is like an opiate when I want it. Like, although it's kind of funny, because other times I get rather stubborn and don't like it, because I'm rather rebellious and I reject authority, unless it's from feminine energy that I find attractive. But then why do I find it's like it kind of makes the old brain hurt. I don't get it, but I know I don't want to make people uncomfortable, nor well, yeah, that's as simple as that. So change. I'm going to be moving out soon too. We're going to be starting university for a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. That'll be interesting. Still waiting for GameStop stocks to yield fruit, but that could take a while, so that is why school is back on the menu. And that's enough. Bye.